I forgot there was a podcast, but to be fair, there's no reason to have one because it's a bye week and there's no game and nothing to react to. And to further that, we have 17 people on today's podcast. This is like the play-by-play booth in the Naked Gun. It's in the hunt. It's the bye week. Why are you listening to this? Sean, we've got a lot of people here.
Yeah. Well, I'll break it down. We got a Kyle. Have you heard of him?
Boo.
Oh, sorry.
Back from missing his first episode ever.
Oh, wow.
We got so many emails saying it's better this way. Keep it this way. But no, Kyle's back. And we have two guests. We have an AFC East, a true AFC Least roundtable.
Yeah.
We got Jeff Cerulli to talk Jets. Hi, Jeff.
Yes, thank you. This is my favorite Bills podcast.
And we got Randy Gardner to talk Pats. Hi, Randy.
Hey, everybody. It's my least favorite Bills podcast. So look at us.
Still your favorite.
And we got no one to talk Dolphins. We tried, but they're too good now. They're unavailable. They have parades to go to and all that stuff. So it's just the bottom of the barrel this week. So let's get into some AFC East talk. Both teams that have beat us with QBs that are now benched. Congrats. Great job. Let's start with the Pats. All right, Randy.
Sure.
Question number
one. The
one.
Jets can't even get above the Pats when it comes to the order of who we talk to on our podcast. Come on. Start with the Jets. There's nothing against the Pats or Randy, but give the Jets something.
No, I want to start with the Pats and go, how does it feel?
It's one time I don't want to start. It's funny. I wouldn't know, Sean, because I haven't felt anything in weeks. So it's great, man. 2-9 and feeling fine. You know what I'm saying? We're ready for that number one pick. It's coming our way. I got a feeling. And
can't wait for that guard from the D3 school.
Exactly. Another lacrosse player from Kent State. That was funny too, because when that game was live, Sean and I were texting, and it was just like with every score, we were like, "God damn it!" And it's like you don't root to tank, but at this stage, you're rooting to tank. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're tanking per se, but they're playing their way that
It was a bad result for both of us because you don't want to win.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun.
But I mean, I think the scare is that, just as you said, you're going to get a top 5 pick, maybe most likely top 3, which means you're going to get one of the 2 quarterbacks, which means, as we saw with Young this year, that doesn't guarantee success, but it is terrifying to me that you could immediately be back to maybe what you once were.
I don't know about back that far. I mean, we have a lot of holes to fill in general, and who knows what's up with coaching and all this nonsense in the front office, and this is Belichick's time to go and all this shit, which I don't think it is. I don't think you take him out. Who do you bring up? Like Joe Judge all of a sudden is the head coaching, and it's like what you're not going to do any better. Just don't make him the GM. Take that control out of his hands so we can stop and make the right choice with whatever we get. Obviously some injuries this year too. I think our secondary will be better next year, but we still have holes in the secondary. We have a lot of things to address. But that being said, the biggest thing to me is obviously McCorkle. And once we can get something, hopefully, to replace him, then we'll be all right. I don't know which of the guys I like. They're all pretty solid. But, anytime you're rolling dice on a rookie quarterback to take over and lead you back to greatness, you're in trouble.
Before I open up the floor for any of these guys to finally ask a question here, the only thing maybe the pod has ever been right about is that Mac Jones is bad.
I will give you that.
I had faith in him. I want to be clear. I said he was going to be okay. Yeah. And he is less than okay for sure.
I did the same.
I remember all of us losing our minds. I believe it was 2022 after his first year. He was on NFL's top 100 players. And we're like, no, there's no way. I think we just didn't want to believe he was good. I think it was more we were accidentally right. But, he's not good. He's not good.
I mean, you were on it from the get-go, Sean, so I will give you that. I gave him a little bit of leeway because not having an offensive coordinator, and I thought with Bill O'Brien coming in, maybe we'll do something. And if I think the last time I was on, I said that I could see us winning upwards of 10 games this season. I was shit faced. I usually don't drink that early in the morning, but I was a little off, couple off. But a lot of it's him. I think it's his leadership sucks, his poise sucks, and it's obviously not working out. So I have no problem with Bailey Zappi. I have no problem with Malik Cunningham coming in and having some fun. Let this guy just go do whatever he feels like, and you never know if you struck gold with him somehow. And then we can build off of him, and then bring in a real quarterback, and then use him later on as like a slash guy. So I mean, who the fuck knows? But either way, I'm not even excited about the draft. I have a feeling we're gonna get like a 4 or 5 pick, which is just like at that point, we'll get somebody good, but it's not the same as the 1, 2, 3. If you don't get Harrison or you don't get one of the big quarterbacks, then what the hell,
Even if you get 3, there's the possibility of like you just need that one team to jump you to, because it's
exactly.
Top 2 is basically what ensures you one of the 2 guys.
Yeah. And
well, the thing about the Patriots is they're bad, right? So like they're bad.
That's why we keep Kyle around.
They're bad at drafting, right? They don't draft well, they don't play well, they don't coach well anymore. So even if they get a top 3 pick, look at Caleb Williams, kind of a new age quarterback, scrambles, runs around, makes plays outside of the pocket. You think Bill Belichick wants to deal with that? No, he wants a drop back, pure white passer that can't move 3 feet to his left. He ain't drafting Caleb Williams. Drake May, he's running around. He's got 1,000 yards rushing. Bill Belichick can't even fathom a running quarterback anymore that can throw. He's going to take the most statuesque player and draft that guy way too high.
Belichick would love Brock Purdy. He would love nothing more than Brock Purdy.
Sure.
But they did have Cam Newton. They tried.
They tried, yeah.
They also had Bledsoe and Ryan Mallett. They also
didn't throw the ball. They didn't throw the ball those games. They literally just ran it with Cam Newton.
They just rode him, exactly.
I do feel like Belichick does want Bledsoe and Ryan Mallett back, like the Easter Island statues of quarterbacks who
and Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, another one. No mobility.
Brian Hoyer back.
He's still available. I think he's on the Browns.
Well, before we should jump to the Jets, but I just want to, I guess, a final question for now. You talked about Bill Belichick. Do you think, though, regardless of your opinion, do you think they fire him, or do you think they just give him like a GM responsibilities are gone, we give you another year? Because it's looking bleak over there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see a firing. I don't know how, that would work. He's obviously not going to retire. There was all the rumors of like he's going to go to Coastal Chargers, or he's going to go to wherever. And you're just like, I can't see that either. I can't see him starting over, and I can't see them. I think he's at least earned something. Maybe they cut his role, like I said, get rid of him as a GM and just make him, the head coach, and that's it, or some behind the behind doors title that we don't know about, or fucking, give him something. But I don't see them getting rid of him. And if anybody's ever earned their tenure, it's him. But that's the thing. Do you let him just keep going? And to Kyle's point, we haven't had a good draft in over 5 years. And, we just keep allowing this. And we had fucking 12 picks. You know what I mean? You're like, what are we doing? I think he's going to be there regardless if we want him there or not. I think the Brady Belichick debate is clearly over, and now we just have to get more realistic. And I mean, it's kind of back to the drawing board. 2-9, not since 1990 we've been this horseshit. You know what I mean? So it's a long time.
Yeah. This is what I think he earns, for sure. This is 100% true. He's earned a firing for sure. I think
any other organization, I'd say yes.
Yeah, but what he's earned is Robert Kraft goes, we're going to fire you, but you write the headlines. You could tell the headlines, you quit. You could say, you could tell them, I suck. Tell them whatever you want. This is what you've earned. You write the headlines, but you're out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. You never know.
But again, at this point, as NFL recency bias, who would hire him? I mean, somebody would. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God, the Commanders would love
mind?
him. The Commanders would love him.
God, it would be such a not good hire. And if I was him, I'd be like, I'm going to go to hang my last few years on Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going somewhere, again, the Chargers make sense in terms of for Bill Belichick. You're walking into Justin Herbert. You can make right there, you're immediately good. I can't
They're
see any
struggling this
team
season.
being like, I saw what Bill Belichick has done with the Patriots since Brady left. All signs point to mediocrity, but it's probably their fault, not his. Bring him in, you know? And he saw what life is like without a franchise quarterback. So why would he go somewhere that doesn't have an established franchise quarterback? And at that point, you might as well just stay at New England, one of those.
Well, yeah, I'm sure if he gets fired and they get like, Caleb Williams, he's going to be pissed because he finally has someone that at least has a shot with, But that being said, we got to get to the Jets. I could feel Jeff chomping at the bits, ready to tear this franchise to the ground.
No, that's my fear with the Patriots. Like, you guys are having a bad season. You're going to get like you have 2 wins. There's a bunch of 4-win teams. You have 2 wins. Like, you're not going to go on a run. So you're probably going to get like,
I don't know. They still play the Bills.
Yeah.
They still play the Bills.
They'll play the Chargers today. The Chargers aren't that fucking great, but I'm a big Herbert fan today.
Yeah, I just think you're going to get a top pick, and you can retool on the fly, and like it's just that's obviously where you want to be, not where my franchise is, where you're going to get like the 5th pick, 6th pick. Like, it's just Sean, I've hated this season. I've been texting you since week 1 when we beat you guys for some stupid reason, when they weren't going to replace Zach Wilson, and I was like, "Are you fucking? You're kidding me? You're going to make us watch this kid again?" And I'm finally like, here's the thing, being like a Jets fan's like being in a bad relationship. The last 2 GMs were so bad. We're like as bad as you can get. So Joe Douglas comes in and is like, okay, right? He's done some good things, done some bad things. So he was like untouchable by the fan base. Connor Rogers, one of the Jets beat writers, was like, I get the most shit if I'm critical of Joe Douglas. And I think just finally now, the past few weeks, I've seen the fans turn on Joe Douglas, where it's like, we're overrating him because the past 2 GMs were so bad. Like, he has a lot of warts on his resume. So I think the fans are just pissed because it didn't have to be this bad. Like, it didn't have to be this clusterfuck of a season again. Like, you had a really talented defense. You had 2 studs on offense. There was ways to pivot and like kind of pick up another receiver, pick up Dobbs, Mariota, Winston. Like, there's someone you could have just had that you're in playoff contention. There was options.
Yeah, as we talked about running it back with Wilson, even if you tried anyone else, like, a Dobbs, you traded for a Tannehill, you traded for Winston.
It's not going to cost much.
Yeah, fail with anyone else. You've already failed with this kid. Like, it's just so obvious.
So that's where I've been at, where I'm like, someone has to lose their job for this. The fact that that he took Zach Wilson, took a big swing, took a big swing on Becton. Like, that was a big swing where you're like, there were safer offensive linemen on the board that season. Like, he's got a lot of misses. And the fact that we had to watch, like, I knew he sucks. We saw him last year. He was fucking terrible. And, I know there's some Jets truthers that are like, no, it's not him. It's the line. It's the coaching. And like, it's all bad. Like, the offensive coordinator is like, that's what kind of annoys me. We could
all be right.
Did we have to? The only way we get Aaron Rodgers is if you bring his fucking shitty friend. Like, okay, then don't get him. Like, this guy is like, this was like an Adam Gase hire where it's like Adam Gase got run out of Miami and we're like, dude, that's the guy we need. That's the guy. It's the same situation. He got run out of Denver and we're like, yeah, this is the next guy. And everybody that was in that wasn't Zach Wilson last season looked immediately better, whether it was like Joe Flacco or Mike White. Like, everyone looked immediately better. So that's why, like, we know Zach sucks. So that you're going to play him another season. And it's like that Patriots game, any average quarterback wins that game. Like, you guys like weren't doing much. Like, Zach just kept like fucking up. And, again, it's
we
beyond
didn't
him.
Want to win.
Yeah, it's beyond him. The O-line has been a disaster. Some of that's on Douglas. Some of it's not his fault because there's been like some freak injuries. And like, that dude Tomlinson we got from the 49ers, that was a good signing that didn't work out. Like, you got to be fair. Like, everyone liked that. But other things like Lazard as your 2 receiver, terrible. Hiring Nathaniel Hackett, terrible. The Rodgers gamble was what it was. Like, it was better if you can't get Lamar Jackson, and that's the guy like the smart fans were like, just get Lamar, throw the bag at him. If you couldn't do that, like the Ravens are going to match. Like I get how he was a better option than like Derek Carr, Jimmy G, or Ryan Tannehill. Like I was fine with Rodgers overall, but like Corey Davis retires and you have no bet. Like it's just like, why can this guy not do anything on the fly? Like I think there's a good thing here where the Bills have learned this to a small extent, which is that you want your franchise QB to be happy, but you can't just completely be subservient to him. And it happened a little bit with the Bills this year in terms of Allen kind of got to pick the OC, and he wasn't the worst, but he also didn't figure it out and got fired. And the Jets really went all in with Hackett, Lazard, all this stuff. And you're like, you can't kind of give the QB the keys to the kingdom that much because they don't know any really more than what other people do in their specialties. Like, yeah, Lazard maybe is a good friend, but he's not your number 2 wide receiver, And dude, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal,
and even Hackett is like, I mean, we saw what he did in Denver, and you think, well, maybe he's a better OC, and maybe, but like,
no, it's just Rodgers. He was just playing with a great quarterback who was younger, and it's dude. This is like the most mad I've been as a Jets fan in a long time because like Adam Gase season, like, all right, we're getting rid of this guy at the end. Like we got Joe Douglas, like he seems okay. Like there was just hope we're gonna get a high pick. This is just one of those where I'm like, man, they're gonna win 5 games, 6 games, get the 6th pick, and then you're like, what? You're gonna run it back with Rodgers now at 41, coming off like a major injury.
Do you have any?
Get rid of them all. I want them to get rid of everyone. I want the owner to fire himself. New coach, new GM, new quarterback. I want everyone. I want totally clean house. Everyone's got to go.
This is prime out. In the hunt right here. This is everyone where we were just a couple years ago.
Everyone get the fuck out. Let's start over. Because it's not like unfixable, but like you can't tell me with any confidence Robert Saleh is a good coach. Like he just like there's penalties every week. He's just like it's just like he can't elevate. Like it's just
so you have no
excitement. Get rid of him too.
You have no excitement for next year. You're not like Rodgers will be fully healed. We'll finally get that season with him as QB number
so
1.
Sad. So that is so sad. That's like taking a sick kid to like Disney World for a day. Like I want no part.
This is Robert Saleh's Make-A-Wish. Is that what you're saying?
But it's just like again, it's not unfixable. Like you have 2 studs on offense. You have a good defense. Like there's like if Rodgers comes back in theory, you could draft a receiver. You could bring someone in. You could maybe throw Mike Evans money. He's a free agent. Like there's things that you can do to fix this where they could be good next year. But it's just like the long-term plan of now that you're stuck with Aaron Rodgers. It's like, who's quarterback after that? Like Hackett doesn't deserve to be here. Like I'm fine with Robert Saleh. Like I don't think he's the biggest problem, but I don't think he's like proven to be a difference maker. Like you could take him or leave him.
Riddle me this: if who knows where you're going to land in the draft order, but do you take a first-round QB, sit him for a year after Rodgers, maybe even trade ahead of the Patriots?
This is the problem, Sean. This is the problem. I do not think they will do that. That's smart for the long-term success. Like, let's say Drake May is the goods, right? Let's say Caleb Williams goes 1, Marvin Harrison's kid goes 2, and then at 3 you get Drake May. I don't think they would take him. I think they would take offensive line or something to like go all in next season. And this is what annoys me too. It's like you're just what are we doing here? So you get a season of Rodgers. I'm pretty sure that they will go O-line or receiver with that pick. They will not go quarterback. I could be wrong, but I think that they will I think everyone's going to get a pass. I think they're just going to see it as like maybe Robert Saleh takes the fall, but I think they're too in bed with Rodgers that they're going to keep hacking it. And they're just going to run it back and look, Rodgers got hurt. There's nothing we could have done, except there was a lot of things we could have done.
Well, let's speak to the Aaron Rodgers of it all, because a lot of people even said maybe they didn't trade for a quarterback because it's like it's Aaron Rodgers' team, and he doesn't want that veteran in there kind of butting heads with them. Heaven forbid, you get a Dobbs and he lights it up and there's like a minor controversy going into next year, but like, which I don't think was, a huge, but I think maybe that's the thinking with, you have that quarterback where I said you give too much power to, and you're kind of deferential to him. So let's talk about.
I think Aaron it was Rodgers. 2 things, Sean. I think it was one of 2 things. It was either the owner, who's fucking terrible, going, you drafted this kid. We're seeing what he has. We're not picking anyone else up. We're going to see you drafted him too, let's say. or Joe Douglas being like, I drafted him too. He's just gonna be better with being around Aaron Rodgers. He looks better in practice, and those are the only two options. There's nothing like they know he was bad. Every fan knew from watching the last season he was terrible, and he's like
even
he
the
got
non-fans
marginally better. If you're not a fan of a team, you can call it out. Like I never thought Mac Jones was good, right? You could call it out when it's not your own team. You're like, yeah, that guy's not good. But when it's your own guy, you're like, well, make these throws, like because some of this, like the thing with Zach Wilson is like he's never had a good game start to finish, but he'll have like 2 good drives a game, and he'll like roll out and have like a sick throw, and he'll hit a guy in stride, and you're like, oh, the potential's there, except it's not, because it's like it's false hope, because he can't do the normal shit. He's too mistake prone. So you're banking on that, and it's like for some reason he played well against the Chiefs Monday night. I don't know why, and that was kind of it. He's been pretty bad every week, besides like 1 or 2 drives. And then you get the people who are like, well, it's the line, it's the coaching, and it's like it's all of it, but he's also not good. Well, and Tim Boyle is probably the one guy who's like probably worse, who's not playing. Do you ever see Tim Boyle's college stats?
Yeah,
oh
he has
my God,
20 interceptions.
I was
and
alerted
like 5
to it.
touchdowns.
They're like, it's amazing Tim Boyle's even in the pros if you see his college stats. And he went to UConn, which is not a football school, and it was like 1 touchdown, 14 picks in 3 seasons.
Have you ever heard an explanation on why he's in the NFL? Like I've seen that
Rodgers.
stat book. What was it?
Rodgers. He hung around Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
and
Rodgers likes him.
Yeah,
he's like the David Spade of the NFL. David Spade's a very nice guy.
Jeff, I truly believe that Aaron Rodgers did not tear his Achilles.
I was just going to bring that up.
I truly believe it. I truly think I think he tore, but I don't think it was a full tear, and I think he kept it silent. And I think he is full on like, I'm peddling my lifestyle and showing you all that I'm able to come back sooner than anyone has ever come back from an Achilles tear.
I would
in the history of the world.
I would be shocked if when Aaron Rodgers doesn't retire, he doesn't become male Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
And he starts like a new age, like stick this candle up your dick hole and makes it stronger. Here's
I'm listening.
I'll tell you what my favorite Aaron Rodgers was. I'll tell you what my favorite one this season was when he was making fun of Travis Kelce for being in a Pfizer commercial, and his explanation was he was like, "Well, look, I play for like I play for the Jets. I don't play for Woody Johnson." And I'm like, you are such a fucking douchebag that you're making fun of Travis Kelce, but I'm like, you're playing for fucking Johnson & Johnson, which is like an evil corporation, and it's like, no, but I don't. No, I play for the Jets. I don't play for Woody Johnson. Travis Kelce was in a Pfizer commercial. I'm like, this guy's the fucking worst, man.
That's like all those guys that gave up Bud Light and then they're drinking like Anheimer Busch or whatever. And people are like, that's the same company. And they're like, fuck you.
It flows through the same pipe. It just diverted at one point. Goes to a different
more
can.
water into one side. That's all.
Well, we joked about the podcast. It made me laugh so much when Aaron Rodgers was like, hey, Travis Kelce, how about me and RFK Jr. debate you and Fauci? And it's like, okay, but why would you two be there? Like, what are you adding to? What are the 2 football players adding to the debate on that? Like, it's so dumb. He's so dumb.
Yeah. So, it's a miserable season, man. Just like since week 1, when we beat you guys, I'm like, fuck this season if they're not going to replace Zach, and just pivot. And then here we are, which was so predictable. They'll win a few games here and there. They maybe win today. They beat probably not with Tim Boyle, but like they could beat the Falcons. The Falcons aren't good, but what does that do? I want them to win 0 more games and just get as high pick as you can. And they have 4. They have a shot if the Patriots win, some game. Like it's not unreasonable to get
shot.
The 2nd or 3rd pick. They just have to not win. Like they've won. The Bills and the Giants game were 2 by accident wins. Like they shouldn't have won either of those games, and they did. So,
well, isn't it crazy when you have a bad quarterback? Because we had this for 20 years, but like you see Zach Wilson, he looks terrible, and then you watch like the Giants, and you're like, oh, that DeVito kid isn't good, but I think he's better than Boyle. He's maybe better than Wilson. Like you just find some of those guys that could be competent. Dobbs is competent, like. you could find these people that they're not going to be your franchise people, but they could win you a couple games every once in a while.
You have to have the infrastructure, right? Like Daboll's like a pretty solid coach. The Giants have some like decent infrastructure now. Like we ruined Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold could have been like a good quarterback, not great, but like we gave him the worst GM, worst O-line, no receivers. Like I think Sam Darnold could have been like good. Like if we did it right, he would still be our quarterback. And it's not like you probably ever win the Super Bowl with him, but you'd be like, you could do some, like I saw things in his rookie season that I was like, okay, I see like he could be good. And then I think that is like, it's everything in sports is like situational, right? Like there's certain guys like that can elevate, like put him anywhere, but that's like few and far between. Like for the rest, it's like, it's pretty situational, especially with quarterbacks of like where you go. Like what if the Panthers took Stroud? Is he as good right now? And like the Texans aren't like, that's not like great infrastructure, but like if you flip those guys, how does Stroud look on the Panthers? Like, I don't know.
If the Jets, I always said that if the Jets took Josh Allen,
we would have killed him.
I think Josh Allen would be in the XFL right now.
Yeah, we would have killed him because he would have too
Sam
inaccurate.
Darnold would be on the Bills. If the Bills took Sam Darnold instead, I think the Bills are 9-8 until he's not the quarterback.
Yeah, Sam Darnold had like major Andy Dalton like potential of just like someone who's like, he'll get you to the playoffs. You probably never win with him, but like that's different than what he became, where it was just like, he's a backup now and it'd probably be a career backup. And we would have ruined Josh Allen. It would have been too inaccurate. We wouldn't have fixed him. We wouldn't have coached him. And he would have been, oh my God, classic Jets, taking the guy everyone knew was going to suck, which by the way, Sean tried to will Josh Allen to the Jets. I remember waking up to a text from Sean. He's like, I heard the Jets are interested on Josh Allen.
Everyone thought he was going to be bad
because there was things that were like, there's no way that this guy could possibly be good. It's statistically impossible. I remember reading something. It's statistically impossible Josh Allen will be good in the NFL, and he was. So there you go.
They said the same thing about the Jets guy playing today, whose name I can't forget. What is this? I can't remember. What the hell is the guy's name? Tim Boyle. Yes, it's such a forgettable name. It sounds like the wrestler that gets beat by Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, he's a jobber. He is a quarterback jobber. Yeah.
Well, as we get into trivia, we should kind of do a little Dolphins talk. What are we?
Kyle knew.
Yeah, Kyle was
before
high on the Dolphins.
I did the podcast before the season, and you were high on the Dolphins. You said they're going to have a really good season.
I said they were the most dangerous team to the Bills, and they have been, and they're good. And when I watch the Dolphins, every play still kind of looks like Tua throws the ball, and you go, "Oh, that had to be tipped," and then it just ends up right in Tyreek Hill's hands. So like, I still have that, like, man, they look lucky when I'm watching them sometimes.
Well, I think
you can't deny it, because now it's been enough games of very good football where you're like, no, they are fucking very good. You're just very glad Tua doesn't have a stronger arm and isn't more mobile, because if those two things happened, they would be lights out.
He was their biggest question mark for me going into the season. Is first of all, if he gets hit in the head one more time, they're going to leak out of his ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way this guy's going to survive another big hit. So I was curious about how Tua could lead that team this season, but obviously they've been doing just fine.
That's totally
Tyreek Hill is insane, by the way. It's wild watching this guy play, and everybody knows it's coming, and you're still like, holy shit.
Yeah, I will say going forward, like, I think Miami's a solid team, but the toughest spot you could be in probably as an NFL GM is, what do you do when your quarterback is in the 8 to 15 range? Like, I kind of think we're looking at the AFC Dak Prescott, where he's a solid quarterback. He's good, but like, how good is, he's not as good as Allen or Burrow or Lamar or Stroud. Like, I think you pick all of those guys, in a second before Tua. And it's not to say Tua's bad. I think he's solid. But like, what if Hill misses some time? Can he elevate that team? Like, and it's so as good as they are. And I'm more of like scared of McDaniel than I am Tua or the Tua and Hill combo than I am just Tua himself.
I hear that.
Yeah, you can't win until you do, right? Like, you're going to be questioned, and you're stuck with these guys. Like I mentioned Andy Dalton before. Like, that was a guy who couldn't win it. I don't think he ever won a playoff game. But like, if you have one of those guys, you're just hoping, because you not everyone's getting great. There's like 6 great quarterbacks. You're just hoping to have the guy that's good enough that you could, if you get it all right, like Joe Flacco, Eli Manning, a guy that's like good. And then, man, if everything goes right and they play mistake free for a few weeks, you could win a Super Bowl with like a subpar quarterback. I know the league's, it's like more of a passing thing. It's not how it was even like 6-5, years ago, but still, I think that's what you're hoping for, Sean. If you just have the good quarterback and that
gets tougher every year. Cause even like Stafford was probably not like a top 8 QB when he won the Super Bowl, but he was like right there. So Kyle, Greg, any questions? Any final thing you got before we move on?
The Dolphins beat a good team when it's cold outside. I'll worry about them until then. They lost to the Bills, and the Bills can't even beat the Patriots. So I'm not. I'm serious. I don't.
Unfortunately,
I think the highs get too high and the lows get too low with media, fan bases, and all that stuff. So they're good. They got a really good offense. Beat someone good in the cold.
I think over the past since the Allen draft, it's a constant reminder that top quarterbacks in college are usually bad in the NFL. That's how I take away from it. Usually, I mean, look at all the can't miss. Darnold's bad. Mac Jones is bad. Justin Fields is probably bad, but is athletic enough to run around being bad. And Trevor Lawrence is probably okay. Everyone else in that draft, bad. Sam Darnold, bad. Trey Lance, bad. You know what I mean? Like all these quarterbacks that get drafted. So it's always a constant reminder of like the Patriots might end up with the first or second overall pick and get Drake May. There's a good chance he's bad. So it doesn't matter. And Caleb Williams is probably bad. And someone in that draft will probably be okay. And there's probably not going to be another.
Yeah, we did get you on TV as an analyst. Hey, these guys are probably all bad. Who cares?
What else is on? It's a constant reminder. These guys come in and they're like all-world talents, and you're like, fuck, now the Patriots are going to have. Look at Sean and I. You were texting on draft night. Oh, my God, the Patriots are going to get Justin Fields. We're fucked. We literally were telling each other, they go, we're fucked. We're going to get Justin Fields. Then they didn't. They're terrible. Justin Fields ain't good either. So it wouldn't have mattered anyways. You almost wanted him to get Justin Fields. You know what I mean? So it's the drafting high sucks. You're there for a reason, and the quarterbacks are probably going to be bad. So I don't fear any man.
Wow.
Especially Nick Saban. Also, Tua hasn't been good until really this season. He's been okay or he's been injured, and it's just like I think the Dak Prescott comparison is good because it's like he's good enough if he can like protect the ball, not make mistakes. I mean, he can go off and have 50-point fantasy days and then nothing the next week. But if he protects the ball and they get the win, then that's all that matters. I don't think Miami's going to win anything this year. I don't think they have the total package, but
the NFL's a mess this year, so who knows?
Yeah, of course. Listen, it's totally up for grabs, but I just think,
it seemed like if Tyreek Hill's not a liar, he's retiring in like 2 years. So we only got to deal with him for a little bit longer.
That's why it's so upsetting to be this group of people. Like Joe Burrow's out. The Chiefs do not look unbeatable. Baltimore's good, but like really, they're playing in that crappy division. The Browns have a good defense, but I'm playing quarterback for them. Like, man, if you just had 2 more wins, coming from a Bills fan's perspective, it's just wide open. I hate this stupid fucking league.
Yeah. I think you guys get in, though. I think you guys are going to get in.
No.
You don't think so?
They're going to win. They're going to win 4 of their next 5 and then lose the Dolphins.
I text Sean. I was like, I think you guys are going to get in. Even like, I don't know. I know you're going to look back at the Broncos game and be like, what's going to fuck us. And it could. Also the Jets game. But I feel like, I don't know, beyond the Eagles, like, I don't know. What if you guys go? How many games do you have left? 5.
5.
If you go 4-1, let's say you lose to the Eagles, and then you run the table. What is that? Does that you don't think that's going to get you the 7 spot?
I know because those teams are all like
tiebreakers.
Yeah, it's just the tiebreakers suck, and those teams all play each other in a way that's why the playoff predictor, if you go to that ESPN playoff machine, the chances are so low because of all of the other shit.
Well, I think if we win 4 games and the losses like the Cowboys or something like that, I think we got a pretty good shot. But do I believe this team will go 4 or 5 against the Dolphins, Chargers, Chiefs?
Dallas.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, this is what it's like being a Bills fan this year and pretty much every year. I'm already over this season. I don't care. I'm already nervous about the Bengals getting a top 10 pick and getting way better next year. I'm like, I'm already on to next year. Then
Now
I'm
they
like,
can
dude,
let T. Higgins.
they're gonna end up with Marvin Harrison Jr. or like the best defensive end, and they're just gonna get leaps and bounds better because Joe Burrow missed one
But
year.
Kyle, that guy's gonna suck. They all stink. You're not scared of no man.
I was only talking about
He
quarterbacks.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna get
All
a
right.
guy, and he's gonna be they're that team. The Bills couldn't play with them at all, and they're about to get a top 10 draft pick, and so next year is gonna suck too. So
Well-
let's just move on to 2026.
Well, that's a great that's a great little wrap up. Before we get to I think a fun little trivia game. Kyle, do you want to tell all the people about our sponsor?
Yeah, we Randy, you listen to records? You seem like you could be a record guy.
Absolutely. Got my records right over there. You probably can't see them, but
Dude, well, let me tell you, if you're looking for more records,
always.
there's a record store over here in Buffalo, New York, not Alabama. There is a Buffalo, Alabama, I believe. Buffalo, New York, Revolver Records. They have 4 locations, local business support, local. I think Small Business Saturday was recently, maybe. But it's every day. It should be every day. Walmart should fall into hell. Don't go to Walmart for your records. Go to Revolver.
Walmart's bad.
Yeah. RevolverInc.com. Am I saying it?
I don't think
Jesus
so.
Christ.
What's
right.
what's the website? Revolver Records Inc.
Yes,
It doesn't matter. We're going to lose
.com.
the sponsorship after this.
And
The website's kind of important. You might want to look at the website.
Revolver, Google it. Revolver Records Buffalo. It'll show up. I can guarantee that. And then if you use the promo code
Get this
in the
right.
Hunt
10.
cast,
Nope.
in the Hunt 10,
In the Hunt 10. There you go.
in the Hunt 10, you get 10% off.
All
And
right.
pretty cool record. And as I've said before, if you're looking for a specific record, the guy who owns it, Phil, he'll help you look for it. He'll buy it off of some fucking guy's bandwagon in the Midwest and
Hell
bring
yeah.
it back to Buffalo.
Those are the best
There you
albums.
All right.
There you go. See, you don't got to be a Buffalo, do you? If you're looking for a nice Christmas present, you go to
No.
what's that website, Kyle?
Revolver Inc.
Nope.
RevolverRecordsInc.com.
There you go. There you go.
That's for
and,
sale.
and you use the coupon code in the Hunt 10 and get yourself a nice record there. Also, shout out to the Patreon and go sign up for that. Derek, our Joe B, did not send a new blurb in time. He did, you weren't here last week, Kyle, and he wanted you to pronounce some more German words in hopes of lifting everyone's spirits. I don't know if you have.
Say the word record in German.
I'm not. I told you I can't say German words. This will go out to the public, and I'm gonna fuck up and say something, and people are gonna say I'm pro Hamas or something, and I can't be putting German words out there.
Okay.
I don't know German, and I'll fuck up and say something wrong.
Okay, well, here's our trivia game
Smart man.
tonight. I think this is going to be a fun. It's tough to think of something to do with 4 players. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go around the room. I want all of you to name any quarterback that has ever played in the AFC East. But here's the catch.
What the fuck?
Here's the catch.
I have to get a Christmas.
Here's the catch.
Okay.
Shut up. There's a catch. Here's the catch. You can't name any quarterback who ever played for your team.
Okay. I like this.
Also,
I like this.
I'm nixing out the Dolphins because there's no Dolphin representative
my God.
here.
I was just gonna say Gus Farrat. That was my first one.
So we have to
Wait,
name
so wait,
someone from
so we just
another
name-
team.
Someone, if they played for your team at any point, they're off the board for you, and the Dolphins don't count. So, Jeff,
Okay.
you go Bills, Pats, and
Gotcha.
And you said quarterback?
quarterback.
Any
So
quarterback,
let's start with guests. We'll start with Jeff first.
So I'm gonna go my favorite, JP Lossman.
Ooh.
Favorite, everyone's favorite, a favorite in everyone's heart. Let's go to Randy.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Go on.
It was a dolphin.
Okay.
Oh, was he for a second? Well, he was known for Bills. Okay, so
Dolphins doesn't count. I said Dolphins off the board. Dolphin doesn't exist.
Kyle's trying to say that he
that's why he doesn't
count
count
he
because he played for the Dolphins.
I think if he played for both teams, it's okay.
Okay.
All
then
right.
no,
Which is a
Make
tremendous.
our own fucking rules, then, Greg.
Wait, did you guys have Dan Marino or no? Okay.
Randy.
Yeah, they never
next.
won with them either. Well, so Jeff went with the Bills. I'll go with the Jets. And it's hard. It's two of my favorites. It's my favorite watch salesman or my favorite butt fumbler. I think I'm going to probably go with my favorite butt fumbler, Mr. Mark Sanchez.
There you go.
Nice.
I think that's my favorite. But though Brett Favre, my favorite watch salesman, he's a close second. He's the greatest dick watch you've ever seen.
I think why I hate the Pats so much is that season that we beat in the playoffs, and I'm like, this is our year. We finally beat the Pats, and then we lost the next fucking week to the Steelers.
What is more an embarrassing Jets play, the butt fumble or the Hail Mary interception return?
The Hail Mary, because the butt fumble is like he's trying to make a play. It's like someone like getting dunked on in the NBA, and they're like, oh, and it's like, dude, he tried to block the shot. He got dunked on. What do you want? But like Sanchez, like, I don't know. It was like the Hail Mary is just way stupider and way like funnier. Yep. Yeah, I think so.
But the butt fumble is just also fun because it's the butt fumble, and it's just fun to own.
Okay, let's go to Kyle next.
I'm gonna go Chad Pennington.
The great
fun little quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, had a
love Chad Pennington
career.
Keeping track of who is named already.
No, me as well. To you now, Greg.
Okay, and I'm upset Chad Pennington went already just because I liked him. I loved listening to him talk. I want to name him out of respect for Chad Pennington. I liked him, but I'm going to stay old school with a lot of these. I'll go Kenny O'Brien. Jets.
Yeah, the legend.
Yes.
You guys, it's official. You guys love Jets quarterbacks. I've seen enough.
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
All right, Jeff, to you.
I'm going to go with the legend, Doug Flutie.
Mm-hmm.
For both of you guys.
A Bill and a Pat, yeah.
Yep.
Well done. Randy, to you.
I got to go with your actual legend, Mr. Kelly.
All right. Look at
Jim Kelly.
A lot of Bills QBs going off the board. Kyle, what do you got?
I'm going to go R.I.P. Ryan Mallett.
Did he die?
He is dead.
Yeah,
that was recent, right?
That was like this year.
This past year.
Yeah, that's sad.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't.
How did he die? Was it like a car accident? Or was
did he drown?
I think it was.
Yeah, wasn't it something like that?
May have been drowning.
Let me look it up.
It may have been drowning.
Wow.
I was going to say overdose, but
I think you're right, Jeff.
He overdosed on water.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he drowned. All right, well, I went from did he die to a second later being like, yeah, I was drowning. Yeah, jogged my memory. Sad.
Greg, say a quarterback, and
very few people survive drowning.
That's true. Greg, it's your turn.
Let's stay old school with the Jets and go Joe Namath.
Yeah,
Joe Namath.
Well done. Okay, back to Jeff.
I'm going to go with, I did Flutie. I'm going to go with one of my favorite low stakes controversy that you guys went through. Who's going to start? Is it going to be Flutie or is it going to be Rob Johnson?
Nice. The combo.
The golden boy, Rob Johnson.
All right, Randy, to you.
Well, I guess I'll do Brett since I didn't do the Dick Watch earlier. So Brett Favre.
Okay, well done. Kyle?
Patriots, Jacoby Brissett.
Wow, nice.
Third round pick.
Greg.
Let's go with Scott Mitchell.
Oh,
oh no, we said no Dolphins. Shit, I was caught up in that. No Dolphins. Let me switch up to holy shit. There's so many freaking Jets quarterbacks I can pick. Vinny Testaverde.
Yep, there you go. I feel like we got one more round, and then it's going to start maybe getting a little tough. We'll see. Jeff, to you.
Well, I'll take an obvious one. Bledsoe, the legend.
All right. Well done. Also played for both.
Yeah.
And to you, Randy.
It's already getting rough. No Dolphins. Feeling the Jets, I guess, again. Actually, who was your quarterback at the Bills? Is it like CJ something a few years ago?
Oh,
like,
yeah, you're close.
What? Is it Spiller?
I can't
CJ
remember
Spiller.
his last name.
CJ Spiller.
Well, let's make it easy for you. Current ones are available.
No, yeah, no, I'm just trying to go a little deeper. Fuck. I guess I'll do Aaron Rodgers.
There you go.
Stay current.
Okay.
Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer. There you go. To you, Greg.
Let's go with Seneca Wallace. He played for the Jets a little bit.
Oh,
Did.
Wow.
I'm trying
Also
to
dead.
make it hard.
R.I.P.
Oh.
R.I.P.
wow! You
He's
have
dead.
you have a type.
Dead.
I don't only like them dead. I like them bloated.
Oh God.
The bloated corpses.
Wait, who's Seneca Wallace? He's a quarterback for the Jets?
I mainly remember him Seahawks mainly.
Was he not on the Jets?
Yeah.
Shit, am I out?
No,
I don't think. I don't know if he was on the
I
Jets.
don't
I
know
don't
if
even
he was on
remember
the
him.
Jets.
I don't
I'm not
think he
cheating.
was.
I'm looking up to see if Seneca Wallace is
I
on
don't
the Jets. I
think
could have
he
sworn he
was.
was.
He was on the Browns. And
I
the
remember him
Seahawks.
mainly from the
shit.
Seahawks. I don't remember him from the Jets.
Greg, because we love you, I'll give you one more
Oh
shot.
yeah, I know he was never a Jet. That's why I was like,
Wait, is he dead?
no, he's alive. You must
He's
be
still
thinking of something
alive.
else.
So I get to go again because
Yes.
he's still alive. So
Yeah.
everyone else
Yes.
made a mistake that I did not make. Oh
I
shit.
don't think.
Say an obvious one.
Okay. Boomer Esiason.
Okay.
The legend.
Who did he play?
Everyone's
A
a
lot of
legend.
legends.
The Jets.
He's not a
The
legend.
Jets really do have so many, and I'm blanking
Boomer
on all of
Esiason
them.
played in a Super Bowl. That makes you a legend. He almost
Yeah.
won. If it wasn't for Joe Montana, he could have been
He's
big.
not dead.
I'm going to go very old school here. I'm going to go Jack Kemp.
Nice.
Your favorite.
Legend. Randy.
I got my COVID brain kicking in.
We mentioned some of them this podcast.
Jets quarterbacks. I'm trying to think. There's a million of them.
Think recent.
Well, Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that
Yeah, but I'm
counts.
trying. All right,
That
yeah.
counts. We'll count it. We'll count it. Like,
I'm trying to think a little bit deeper. I'm picking only the current quarterbacks for every team.
Kyle, to you.
Matt Castle.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
what I was
and
gonna
it's
do
important
next.
to throw the cough in there. I think really.
Yeah, that came up real quick. Sorry. I
Greg.
was thinking about that.
The neck guard, Tony Eason.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking him too.
Well done,
So,
Jeff.
Not a legend, not a legend, Jeff.
No. Well, he played in
a Super Bowl.
but he got killed in a Super Bowl, so I can't give it to him.
God, he died too.
Rogan would be the legend.
Oh, Grogan was the neck guard. Tony Eason. This
He was a legend. Yeah.
Jeff, to you.
I remember I told my buddy who believed everything in middle school that our gym teacher was a Pats fan. We said the helmet was modeled after him.
That's
The
funny.
guy at the center hiking the ball. I don't know. That's a weird memory. It's popped in my head. He's like, really? Coach Bob? I'm like, yeah. He was an idiot, my friend. He believed anything. I'll go with the one that you were going to say, EJ Manuel.
EJ Manuel, something like that.
First round pick.
Yeah.
The legend. All right. Randy.
Is anybody on Josh Allen?
No. Well,
All right.
yeah, we'll let you take the easy ones. That's
Because I'm pretty much out after this unless something kicks in.
okay.
EJ Manuel was my deep pick.
It's exciting. Kyle, who you got?
I'll go Tim Boyle.
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh,
Getting
smart.
crafty.
The legend.
Greg.
Was Tom Brady mentioned yet?
No.
Nope.
Okay, I'll take.
A lot of
Ever
Pats
heard of him?
quarterbacks weren't mentioned.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to name Bucks quarterbacks? Oh, yeah, Tom Brady.
Jeff, to you.
When did Brady play for the Pats?
I don't remember.
And it's the one time we didn't say the legend, by the way.
For the only guy
The
who
only time
matters
with a
for.
He's a legend at making out with his own son.
Very true.
Aw.
Very true.
Damn.
No, I don't.
Jeff waited 50 minutes in the pod to start taking
That's all I
shots.
got. It's all I got. He hates. He despises the Jets so much. It's all.
That's so funny.
I don't think anyone. It's my turn.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think anyone said Jimmy G yet.
No.
Nope.
No. Well
There's a lot of
done.
Pats still open, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Pats still on the board.
This is fun.
Can you think of one, Randy?
Not for the Jets or the Bills, unfortunately. I'm blanked.
Wow.
I'm tapping out.
Okay.
And it's going to be obvious, and I'm going to be like, oh, fuck that guy. We said Vinny Testaverde. Trying to think that era, like right after him.
Oh my God.
Okay. We're starting to get into the thick of it here. Okay, let's go. Randy's out. Kyle, you got one ready to
go? Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. There you go.
Yeah, he was mentioned earlier.
Was he?
No,
I thought you meant like in the game. I was like, oh shit.
Greg, you got one ready to go.
Geno Smith.
Fucking Geno Smith.
There we go.
There's almost too many Jets. Then it's embarrassing.
A lot of quarterbacks.
Oh, fuck! How did I not think of those 15 guys?
Jeff,
I blame COVID.
Let's keep it going.
I got a call back from a while ago. Todd Collins.
Wow, well done.
Now it's getting hard.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
What's the guy? I'm blanking on the one that I've told you, Sean. This guy was good in the past. Oh, what's his fucking name?
Fuck, man. This is tough because the Bills, I think, have had the most. So being able to pick the Bills is like a cheat code. The Jets.
There's some big Jets ones left. Ooh, there's some biggies.
Big ones.
Did we say Sam Darnold?
We did
not in the game. No.
Okay, thank God. Okay,
so well done.
Round.
Greg, to you.
I just had two. What the fuck? What the hell just happened? I had two, and then he mentioned something, and I forgot it. It was a Patriot quarterback. Drew Bledsoe. No one said Drew Bledsoe yet.
I said Bledsoe.
Well,
you said Bledsoe. Okay, does that mean I'm out?
Well, and Bledsoe played for the Bills, so it doesn't count for you.
Oh, I didn't think. Well, I thought we were eliminating that rule. Okay. Then the other one. Shit. Who the hell was my backup for Drew Bledsoe? I have this. He's right there. I'm looking at him. Oh, Matt Castle. That's it.
I said Matt Castle.
Yeah,
what the fuck? I'm out then.
You got too many chances.
Yeah.
Okay, we're down to Jeff and Kyle. Jeff.
Did anyone say Mac Jones?
No one did.
Oh.
Well, legend, Mac Jones.
All right. I'll go Bailey Zappi.
There you go. There you go. Big.
Yeah. I'm blanking on this guy's name. What the fuck is that? I won't use him because I can't think of his name. I'm really blanking. The backup quarterback you had that I'd be like, he's good. If we had him, he'd be great for us. And he's somewhere else now. Blonde kid. I can't. All right, whatever.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor.
No. All right. Well, I'll do another Bills callback. Van Pelt. Remember that guy?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now it's getting really.
Fuck, man. The Patriots, the Jets. Who were those mid 2000s? They had somebody before Pennington. It was like an AJ Feely, Fiedler, Barat. It was one of those. Did all three of those guys play for the Dolphins though?
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing down some potentials.
Oh shit! No, not the guy. I thought Vince Young for a second, but that's the Bills. Man, I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
Man. You're gonna really hate yourself.
Can I say Malik Cunningham for the Patriots?
Yeah.
He was activated.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Okay, Jeff.
Did anyone say Jacoby Brissett? No, right?
Yes,
not in this game.
Jacoby Brissett was said.
I think Kyle said it.
All right, Brian Hoyer.
Yeah,
Brian Hoyer was said.
All right, well, Tyrod Taylor wasn't said in a serious.
Correct. Greg gave you a free one.
Yeah, I forgot about
fucking Greg. We're on the same team.
Who's the guy I'm thinking about? Fuck, I gotta. You're gonna know him, Sean. He was your backup for Josh Allen. I can't think of his fucking name.
Oh, Matt Barkley.
That's it, Barkley.
That's why you keep giving up.
I think I'm done.
Okay.
I'm going to say give me a combo of Fiedler, Feely, and Farrat.
Okay.
One of those
had Fiedler.
Jay Fiedler was a Jets QB.
Oh,
so
thank
I'll
God.
count,
Okay.
so I'll count it.
Right.
But if I'm giving Jeff Barkley, then it goes back to you, Kyle.
I think I'm out. I think I'm tapped.
Barkley. God, I couldn't think of his name. I was like, Sean, Matt Barkley's a good backup, man. because he came and played well against us.
Well, all right. Jeff wins. Congrats to Jeff. I'll mend together a jersey of all the AFC East teams and send it to you so you could wear it around the house proudly. But here's the quarterbacks you missed. So if you were picking the Bills, you could have said such luminaries as current backup Kyle Allen. You have, man, these are only people. Joe Ferguson, Trent Edwards.
Oh, Trent Edwards.
That was a big one.
Cillian Murphy.
A lot of forgettable backups here. Brian Brom, Jake Fromm, Billy Joe Hobart.
Wow.
So Case Keenum. You got most of the big ones. I'm surprised no one said Nathan Peterman.
Oh.
That the true legend. The true legend, Nathan Peterman. You got Kyle Orton was another big one. But you got most of Trubisky, we had for a year. But you got most of the big ones for the Bills. If you're going for the Jets, here's some possible ones. You could have said Mark Brunell. You could have said
McCown. Glenn Foley.
McCown. Foley. Let's see. You got Cliff Kingsbury. Don't forget. Former coach there.
Browning Nagel. There's a bunch that didn't
Browning, yeah. Most
Big Top Brown Nagel.
Richard Todd.
Yeah.
Trevor Siemian, current backup. Here's the big Jets ones. Tim Tebow and Mike Vick.
Oh, Fitzpatrick too.
Jesus, Vick. Yeah.
But Fitzpatrick paid for the bit. I mean, Randy could have said Fitzpatrick, I guess. He's the only AFC's team to not have him.
Yeah, we had Mike Vick.
But and even with the Pats, kind of got most of the bigger people. I'm trying to think if there's even any names that jump out at me. Jarrett Stidham.
Stud.
That's about. We got most of the big Pats QBs. I mean, it helps when you only have one guy for fucking 20 years. But congrats, Jeff. You really showed everyone else.
You can't forget some of these modern day legends. You just can't forget Todd Collins, Van Pelt.
I mean, well, that's our episode. Let's start. Jeff, you have anything you want to plug here?
Yeah, check out my podcast, Your Team Stuff, which is I invite a guest on who's a fan of something, and I show them just shit I find on eBay, and I see if they're in or out. You can check it out on there's some clips on TikTok, Instagram, Your Team Stuff, and the podcast Your Team Stuff, Apple and Spotify.
All right, and Randy, anything?
I plugged it before, but check out our web series, NFL Fan Therapy. You can go to YouTube and just search NFL Fan Therapy, or Fitzy GFY, which is my buddy's site that it's on. But yeah, check us out. It's good stuff. Thank you guys for having us. Always a fun time.
Of course.
Like I said earlier, my favorite Bills podcast.
Yeah. Got him. Kyle, Greg, you got anything?
No. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Listen to our friends' podcasts.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Hey, if anyone, and I don't think we do, but if anyone here listens in Calgary, I'm going to be in Calgary December 4th through the 9th for 6 fucking days. So come see me at the Comedy Cave in Calgary in December. I'll be the skinny one shivering in the corner.
Literally a cave.
And that's it. Thanks for listening. Sign up for the Patreon. Go to Revolver Records. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Randy. We'll see you next week as we talk about a big Chiefs loss. And we'll see you then. Thanks, everyone.
Go Chargers.
Go Falcons.
Greg, odds ain't gonna get easier. Ooh, Kyle couldn't have been righter. Ooh, Sean, tell us things will get better. Ooh, guys, things should be fine now. Someday, yeah, we'll get it together and we'll win that ball. Hopefully before your blue cheese expires. Someday, yeah, we'll have have that parade in 4 feet of snow. Someday when you're old and retired,